All right, let's go ahead and get started here. Welcome to painting therapy. This is where I like being myself. This is my home, painting. And painting is therapy for me. This is therapeutic. Helps me focus on a moment. I love these beautiful colors. This is a sky blue that I mixed previously before I started filming. And these colors that you see on my palette here, I mixed earlier. And this is our reference painting that we'll be using today. I painted this a few days ago. It's these cliffs by the ocean. And I like this because the sun is coming at this beautiful angle where this part of the cliff is dark. And I love this contrast between the dark and the light. And then it recedes into the distance to this far purple cliff. And I just love these colors. And so this is my roadmap here. This is what I'm going to be looking at to be able to paint this today with you and relax, because that's what this is all about for me. I want this to be fun, and I just love doing this. This sketch that you see, I did earlier. I used burnt sienna, and I just went through and sketched out the whole thing. And that's important for me. I like to know where I'm going and what we're trying to accomplish. So in this video, my goal is to kind of just be myself and let my emotions run. That's what I do when I paint. I just let my emotions go. I see where my mind takes me. Sometimes I talk to myself. Sometimes I get emotional. I think about my past. And it's my therapy. But watching somebody paint and going through this process where they try to dig up their real emotions is nice. It can be relaxing. Some people tell me they like to watch me paint as they fall asleep. I think that's the greatest compliment. Oh, if I can just be there when you're falling asleep, painting on the TV, that would be the best. I love this beautiful blue sky. And it really pops against this orange color. And that's that burnt sienna underpainting that I did earlier. I covered the whole canvas and then I did the sketch. And the reason why I do that is because I love the way the colors interact, and I leave some little parts of the canvas here and there bare. And I let that orange mix with my colors, and it adds a lot of life. Now, like I've said, I'm using a small brush. A lot of artists like to use bigger brushes than this, and especially at the start of a painting. They'll kind of get it all covered. I don't like to work that way. I like my little brushes. So I usually use a small brush. I want to change this blue a little bit here and there. Ooh, there we go. So yeah, all of these colors that you see, I mixed these up earlier. And I just love these colors on this palette. They're beautiful colors. They make me so happy. I went on a walk yesterday and I was looking up at the sky. And I don't know about you, but I've got a bunch of little wiggly things in my eyes that kind of dance around. And when I look at the sky, those wiggly things in my eye are very prominent for some reason. And so I like to communicate that in my paintings. Now, this is what makes painting special. It's an organic, raw thing that a human is doing with an earthly material to mimic nature. This kind of painting. I want to pay homage to nature. I want to worship nature here. I'm celebrating it. Bowing down, saying, look, I'm this small human. I'm going to live a little short life and I'm going to die. But while I'm here, I'm going to look around and I'm going to leave some souvenirs for people that live after me. That's what I'm doing here. You see the world, you're in awe of it. How do you communicate that awe that you feel in your heart? Painting. Because it's not a photo. It's not a chemical process. It's not a mechanical or a digital process. It's an organic human process. And this painting in real life, not on your screen, but in real life, this is a real object. This is real. So many times in our lives, things aren't real, are they? Oh, I get so sick of it sometimes. I get so tired of screens, my phone. I hate it. And then I come here and I remember, this is what I love to do. This is real. It's a real organic process, a creative process. It's always been important for me to create my whole life. Okay, I'm going to work down here and it's going to get lighter and lighter towards the horizon. So I'm going to be using a lighter color. It's going to change here. See these? Oh, that's really working. As a painter, I love colors. I love looking at them. They give me different emotions in my heart. They make me feel different feelings when I see them. So when I'm mixing up the colors, I really try to think, how does this make me feel? You know, is this working for this scene? And do I like the color? Wow. We're just going to work our way down here toward the horizon. And I'm just going to talk, say whatever's on my mind. That's where we're going. And after we get down here, we're going to start on these cliffs. We're going to work our way back. And I'm very excited to come up over here close to us because this is where the dark, exciting stuff is happening. And right here is our main area of focus. The viewer's going to see this because it's going to be really bright and really dark. That's going to look great. This is where I want the eye. When you're painting, you kind of want to let people know where to look a little bit. Help them see it. So that's where composition comes in. You want to be able to direct somebody's eye to a certain spot. So I hope when you first look at this painting, you'll go, wow, look at that cliff. And then you'll go, wow, look at that. You know, and then you'll look at the reflections. Art is communicative. You got to think, if somebody's looking at this, what's their eye going to do? How are they going to see it? But it's very important to first and foremost please yourself as the painter. You have to be happy with your work. If you're painting something that you don't even like for somebody else, the magic isn't going to work. That's a job, you know. You got to paint what you want to paint. And I think more people should. You know, it's really sad, you know. I think a lot of kids in elementary school, growing up, they see other kids in their class that are better artists than they are, and they give up. Everyone should be an artist. And not always with painting or drawing or sketching or sculpting. You can be an artist in many, many, many different ways. Let me talk to you about my philosophy of being an artist. I love talking about this. I think we can be an artist in our everyday life, doing ordinary things. What does an artist do? Paying attention. A true artist, when they're painting, they're not going like this, I don't really care about this. No, they're focusing on every little brushstroke, and they care about it, like I'm doing now. So, in our everyday lives, all day, let's take care. Let's be there and do what we need to do the best we can. I'm walking down the stairs. I'm opening the refrigerator. Simple movements. Celebrate them. Wow, my body is moving. If you're having a hard time, try that. That's what I try to do. When my mind is racing and, the world gets too big, I just try to think about each little movement, like I'm painting. Now, something that you can do for very cheap and very quickly is sketching. And let me tell you, sketching is wonderful for me. I go on walks and I'll sketch the trees. I'll look around. I'll put on the screen some of my sketches that I've done so you can see my work. I love sketching nature. Sometimes, though, I like to sketch just things out of my brain. So I sit in a room with nothing around and I just think, okay, brain, what are you imagining today? And I come up with sketches like this. Very different. And these colors inspire me. I gotta say, when I am thinking about the colors that I want to use in my painting, a lot of times it's based off of colors that I've just purchased. Like I got this beautiful cadmium orange. This is just a punchy, beautiful orange. And so I wanted to show it off, with these cliffs. Ocean cliffs, those are orange. So I'm excited to use that color. I love the texture of oil paints too. They're like, it's like really creamy. It's like butter. It's just like working with butter. I don't know. It's so fun. I love the consistency of it. Really makes me happy to work with. I've tried other mediums. I did acrylic for many years. And then when I came back to oil, that made me really happy to come back to oil. When I first started painting with oils, I was about 11 years old. I watched Bob Ross every Saturday morning on PBS, and I was so inspired that I got my own paints and brushes and started painting. Then there was a period of my life for many years where I didn't paint. Too busy, I said. Too busy to create. I need to focus on other things. More important things. Not good. Shouldn't have done it. Shouldn't have dropped it. Hey, if you're watching this, and if you in the past have been more creative, but you kind of put things away, hey, listen. Start being creative again. Start living an artistic life. It'll make you happier. It's therapeutic to care about something. In our last episode, I painted the painting behind me here. And I was talking about how nothing lasts forever. The sun's going to explode. We don't like to think about that. But, even the Mona Lisa, the greatest art of all time, isn't going to last forever. So this painting, although it could last a while, or be thrown away because someone doesn't like it, I don't know. Although it could last a while, it will not last forever. Nothing will. And so this experience that I'm having and the experience that other people have viewing a painting, that human experience that they're having inside their brains is the real treasure, not this object. Without humans around to see nature and appreciate it and duplicate it in their meager fashion, nothing truly would exist. Of course, the animals would enjoy the world. But I think humans, we look up at the stars and we wonder, what's going on, And I think that's where art comes out of. Oh, shoot. I'm not going to live forever. I'm looking around me. I'm seeing stuff. Life's hard. I'm just going to sit down and paint it. That's what art's all about for me. Painting therapy. We filmed our last episode last week. And then I thought, we got to come up with a name for this YouTube thing. So we came up with painting therapy, because that's what this is for me. It's my therapy. I don't pay for therapy. Well, these paints are expensive. Whew. But this is my therapy. The canvas is my therapist. And my brush and the colors, those are my emotions going on. The canvas is my therapist. It can be yours. It's a great one. The canvas for me is like a window into my own personal little world. I'm looking out a window here, and I'm going to make it look the way I want it to look, not the way you want it to look. So many times in our lives, I got to tell you, we are pleasing others. We're doing things for other people. Not because we want to, but because they want us to. And that's good. It's good to help others. Many of us have families, children. Got to help out people in our lives. Don't forget yourself, though. Please, don't forget yourself. For me, painting is a time where I don't forget myself. I am connecting with myself through this. I'm digging down deep inside myself, feeling all of my emotions, working through them. That's why I started this show here. I was painting and I was working through my emotions, talking to myself. Thought, you know what? I need to put up some cameras for this. Wow. So I'm putting a little bit of pink in the sky because it looks good against this blue. Really thinking about this fog. It's almost like there's just a lot of moisture in the air, and as it comes closer to the ocean, the blue of the sky can't even poke through, so it's really muted, lighter. I like that. Comes down here. I live in Arizona. We don't have an ocean. Always wanted an ocean by my house, but I love where I live. I love the desert. Didn't used to. And I got to tell you something. Something happened to me about a month ago. I was on a hike with my family in the desert. And I've never liked the desert my whole life. And I don't know why this happened, but that day in the desert, I saw the beauty. For the first time, I was able to see a new perspective and see, ooh, the desert is a little naughty. I know that sounds weird, but I think the day nature made the desert, it was being a little bit mischievous. So I went back out the next week and I had to paint what I saw. And I wanted to do it within 24 hours. I wanted to finish the painting in one day. I called it a human exposure. I wanted to take a photograph with my mind, but I wanted to take the colors from nature. So I copied the colors of the leaves. I spent all day out there. It was a wonderful time for me. It was so peaceful. Once in a while, a hiker would go by, but I loved it. And then I finished with this painting that evening. And I used brushwork that I felt was trying to communicate how the desert felt for me. And I loved that experience. And since then, since going through that experience, I've gone to the desert, and that love for the beauty of the desert has continued, and I'm so glad it has. And where you live, you can celebrate that. You can share where you live with the world by painting. And you can see it your way. Not a camera's way, your way. A lot of people, though, are frustrated. They try to paint and it's not coming out the way they want at all. I understand that. I've felt that many, many, many times. I feel that every time I paint. It doesn't go away. And that's the secret. You got to be uncomfortable with it. You got to say, of course, this isn't at all where I would like to be. I would love to create a painting just as beautiful as the real thing. Never's going to happen. Not possible. A painting will never be as beautiful as the real thing, right? But at least we can try in our own little way to show the world how we saw it. Hey, I saw it this way. Oh, wow, that's interesting. You see things that way. I don't. Oh, you don't? No, I don't. I don't like this painting. Oh, you don't? No. I don't see the world that way. I think that way's wrong. Now, there's people in our lives like that are going to look at our art and say, no, it doesn't work for this reason, that reason. No. People going to give their little opinion about your art. That's frightening. That stops most people from painting. It's very sad. They don't even paint. They don't even try. Many people have said little things about my art that I'm like, oh, shoot. I don't know if they really liked it. But that's not what art is about for me. It's about this moment, right now, when I get to paint. Hey, and I'm liking this sky. I think this is looking pretty cool. So we're going to start working our way forward. And we're going to start with this sneaky little purple cliff in the far distance. I'm going to grab a paper towel here. Clean my brush. All right. Ooh, this is a very pretty purple. Not too saturated, muted. The reason for that is because this purple is in the far distance. And to create a sense of depth, we need to obey the laws of atmospheric perspective. Leonardo da Vinci studied this himself. He went out and documented how mountains in the distance would become blue, and he noticed that certain colors would drop off. Yellows aren't as prominent, and all colors just kind of become the same and muddied over a while as they go away into the distance. So we need to think about that. There we go. A lighter pinkish purple color that I really like. Oh, that's looking great. You can do this. It's not very hard. People think painting's hard. It's not. What it takes is a desire. I've got a little boy. He is 9, almost 10. He's almost 10 years old here, coming up in a couple months. And he plays baseball. And I went to his baseball game yesterday and watched him, and he did such a good job. Oh. But he loves it. He loves playing that sport. When I see him out there, he's glued. He's just loving that experience. And I tell him that's what it takes. You care. You actually care in your heart. You're not trying to care. You're not pretending to care. You actually do. It's like, yeah, I love this. That is awesome. I'm so glad he was able to find something that he loves to do. I've got to tell you, though, when I was a little boy, I didn't like playing sports. I was the kid. I remember being in the outfield playing baseball, and there were bugs, and I would just like watch the bugs and look at the changing light. And I was also in tune with kind of little comments people would say, when I did something. Good try, Thomas. I remember I was playing basketball once, and this boy that was playing basketball with me, yeah, he kept saying, good try. Good try. I'm like, okay, yeah, you keep saying I'm trying, but it was embarrassing for me. I was always in my head with sports. Always getting offended. Oh, that person said that little thing. Hurt my feelings. So that was an interesting time for me. I felt like I didn't, I remember there was a time in my life when I was a teenager and stuff where I felt like, well, I should like basketball. I have to like it because everyone else does. And I wanted to fit in, but I should have realized, you know what, Thomas? You don't have to like it. They like it. You don't have to. What I'm doing here is I'm blending things. They're in the far distance. So I really want this mountain to just really fall into the sky. And I want to make it look effortless. Like I didn't really try. I always like that with my paintings. I want to make it look like, hey, this guy was having fun and he didn't try too hard. He didn't take too much time. He did it quickly. And you can tell with the brush work. I really love going and seeing paintings in real life because you can tell with the brushwork the speed. There's a certain intuitive understanding we have of the viscosity of this material and how fast the artist would have had to move his brush to get that effect. So that's important to remember. Oh, that's just looking great. Okay. So we have that distant mountain, cliff. We're working our way forward. So what I want to do now is this blue and this blue cliff. It's darker and it's more blue. And there's some bright highlights on it from the side that's hitting this, from the sun is hitting the side of it. So we'll begin that now. Love this blue color that I mixed. Ooh. I made it too saturated on purpose, too vibrant. I really wanted to make it punchy, really fun. We'll mute it down with colors on top of it. Putting that in. There we go. Look around in life. Look how light affects things. When you start painting, you can't help it. You think, oh, shoot, I need to notice how things are, actually working in real life because I'm trying to paint and I need that knowledge. So you start looking around at light and shadows, and it helps you see the world in a new way. I've started to see the world in a new way with art. I love it. You can see the same, two people can see the same thing. And one can be happy about it, and the other one can say, oh, here's something to complain about, blah, blah, blah. And so when you're looking at trees and light and shadow, there's not much to complain about. You're just observing how life is. And I think that's very important for me. I don't want to live in a fantasy. I really want to face life for what it truly is. We live, we die, we're not quite sure what happens on either end, and here we are. Look around you. What's real? What's true? Is it the opinions of other people? Is it the stuff they're making up, putting in books? Their opinions? The way they think things are? Things can get really complicated really quick. I've learned that as I've grown older. Things get really complicated. Muddy, nuanced. Not everything is just, oh, here's the answer. There you go. It's not that simple. When you get older, things aren't super simple. The world's pretty complicated. Life can be hard. Things aren't fair. When we set up these ideas of reality, things are always looking up for me, no matter what. That's something I believe. Things are always looking up. Well, then you get super sick. Things go down. I think life can go up or down. You can go any way you want. You can go any way you don't want. You can't control it. It's going to do what it wants. Got to just embrace the ups and downs of life. Trying to do that. Talking to myself here. It's hard. It's hard to accept reality. Oh, when you're a kid and you read the Richard Scarry books and you think the world is sunshine and roses. It's not. Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. That's a dream. He taught some wonderful things, though, didn't he? I always watched Mr. Rogers. I loved watching Mr. Rogers as a child. Just working on this cliff here, adding some character. There's some blue and some orange and some red, and these colors are just kind of coming together in the distance. And I'm kind of letting them run together. Try to create some texture and personality in the distance here. All right. Gonna put in some of this color. This is the bright part of the cliff where the sun is hitting. Wow, that's great. See, the colors next to each other, that's when they start shining. Gotta think, oh, this blue looks really good next to this other color. They complement each other, they help each other. Thinking about my wife. She's very different than me, but we complement each other. We help each other. We're not the same. People in your life, they don't have to be the same as you. They can be different. And you can love them for their differences. If we surround everyone that's just like us, maybe life can get a little boring. That's like a bland soup, huh? My wife loves watching shows about doctors and stuff. I don't like that stuff. And she loves novels about like thriller novels, like about murders and stuff, and mysteries. I just don't care about that. But I love her anyway. We're not the same. I'm going to step back and see what this painting looks like from a distance. That's important for me. I'll be right back. You know, I gotta say, I am nervous right now. You'll never guess the reason. I'll let you guess. I'm nervous. Oh, dropped some brushes. See how nervous I am here. I'm nervous because I wrote a poem and I want to share it with you. It was special to me. Came out of a dream. I want to share it with you. I woke up probably a month ago with a word in my head. The word is Flanticus Flynn. Flanticus Flynn. And for some reason, I woke up with that word in my head and I knew exactly what it was. And I sat down and I wrote a poem called Flanticus Flynn. And here's how it goes. I'll say it for you. Before I do, I'll let you know that when I was in 6th grade at my school, I recited a poem in front of the whole school. I was nervous then, too. I didn't make up that one, though. Okay, here's the poem. If only I had a Flanticus Flynn, how happy I'd be to finally win. To be up on top, to truly be someone, and show the whole world that I'm not a dumb one. I would be acknowledged, be getting my way, and people would cheer, excited to say, now here is a man who has figured it out. And I would agree, without any doubt. If only. It's a dangerous phrase, I believe. If only I was younger. If only I was smarter. If only my financial situation was better. If only I was a better artist. Then people would care. Then people would buy my paintings. If only is a dangerous phrase. We believe it. And what it means to me is, okay, I can't get what I want. So I'm not going to let myself be happy. That's what it is. It's this attitude of, and I have this attitude. I know what this feels like. I can't get what I want. And so, I'm not going to let myself be happy until I get what I want. And I don't have what I want, so I can't be happy. So I'm not going to let myself be happy. It's a choice, though. That's the way I see it. Our happiness is based on what we choose to focus on, to a certain extent. But I know what it feels like. To really want something to be different and say, if only this was changed, then I'd be happy. I had some real back pain recently. And I remember thinking that, oh, if only this would go away, then I'd be happier. But I kind of realized recently that I can't chase a perfect life. It's never going to happen. I've been trying to for a long time. That perfect life where everything just fits into place, it's not going to happen. So what can I change? All I can do is choose to be happy now in my heart. That's all I can do. There's nothing else. I can either choose to complain, which there's a time and a place for that. You don't want to be in a situation you don't like, a physical situation in your life, maybe living with someone or having a bad relationship in your life. You got to get out of those. But, to be able to be at peace with yourself, that feeling of, oh, okay, I'm alone, I'm falling asleep, and I'm thinking about my life, and I'm not feeling like I'm hating this. I like being alone with myself. That's fine. I can be alone with my thoughts. That's where we want to get to. When we can't be alone with our thoughts for a second, we can't connect with ourselves. And then we start starving ourselves. We need that connection. And it's not through thinking, it's not through worrying, it's not through stressing. That's not how we connect with ourselves. I think we connect with ourselves by just being. It's not about doing, it's about being. Being us. This is me. It's enough. I don't need to be anybody else. I don't need to do anything to deserve love from myself. Nothing. And for me, what I've noticed is when I don't love myself, when I don't have a little grace for myself, I start needing validation just constantly from other people. And that's hard for me. I get into that trap and then I notice, oh, you're trying to seek validation, Thomas. You're trying to fish for compliments. What do you think of my art? Tell me again how you like it. Why, Thomas? Because you don't know it yourself? Yeah, I don't know it myself. Well, you should. An artist doesn't have to like everything they make. Van Gogh thought that being an artist, being a human, was like being a pilgrim. Interesting ideas. Van Gogh used to walk for many, many miles. He loved to walk, go on walks. He tried to communicate his feelings of nature with colors. And I read last night in a book about Van Gogh that when he did portraits of people, he didn't want to do the halo like they did in those old Renaissance paintings, but he wanted to convey a sense of a divine sense. even though he wasn't religious. But he wanted to convey a divine sense. And so he would use exaggerated colors in his portraiture to convey what he said was the eternal in a person. You should get to know Van Gogh. He was a real special guy. A lot like us today. I think he was a very modern human. He kind of modernized before everyone else and kind of realized a few things. His paintings are just beautiful. I haven't always liked Van Gogh. I haven't always appreciated Van Gogh. But I do. I do now. I've tried to have less opinions. I've realized that makes me happier. Why do I have to rush to I have to have an opinion about something. I have to have an opinion. No, I don't have to have an opinion. I can just say, wow, that's cool. Thanks for telling me that. I think that's cool that you told me that, and I think that's cool that there's information that you just told me and stuff, but I don't have an opinion. What? You don't have an opinion? You have to have an opinion. If you don't have an opinion, you're not a person. I've been thinking about that lately, opinions. So I've been trying to just not have as many. You know what? I don't need all those opinions. Don't need them all. Okay, we're going to work our way forward. I've really enjoyed this distant work, and we're going to do more here, and I'll come back to it. But we're going to start with this cliff face, and we have light and dark and light, and this is really light, and then it'll be dark, and it'll be fun. We're going to have a lot of fun with this. I think what I want to do first is actually put in this shadow color, and then we'll do this bright side. Ooh, that's pretty. Now, there's some cracks in the cliffs here that are going to be a lot darker because it's closer to us. And that's how we communicate our atmospheric perspective. I learned about atmospheric perspective many years ago in art class. It's important for landscapes, but you paint something in a house, a pot of flowers, and there's no atmospheric perspective. You can build it in, though, to any of your art, even if it's closer. Something closer to you can be more saturated. Things farther away can be less saturated. Just looks pretty. It works. There's this pretty deep blue here. The water's reflecting onto these rocks. So I want to communicate that as it gets closer to the water. Oh, that's great. Very pretty. Mixing up a shadow color here. Really want to define some of these edges of these cliffs. There we go. I'm not using any medium. If you know about painting, you'll know that medium is important. It helps thin your paint or thicken it up. Medium does a lot of things, but lately I've just been a rebel, just using paint straight out of the tube. Trying to have some fun with it. I love having fun when I paint. I just want this experience to be crafted, to be enjoyable. And the last time we did a video, I was mixing a lot of colors through the video, and it kind of took a lot of time, and so I kept cutting away. And so this time I pre-mixed some of my colors, so this could be a more enjoyable experience for me. I like to be prepared for my final painting, and I've done all the work. I've thought through all the stuff, so then I can really have fun. Just really enjoy this time here with you. Okay, we'll work more on this, but I want to lay in some of this lighter color. I'm going to clean my brush with odorless paint thinner. Okay, we have this beautiful cliff color. This cliff is kind of like this bright, you know, the sun is just hitting it and it's just dancing off of this. Here we go. Ooh. There's no wrong reason to paint. You want to paint? Gotta paint. Ain't no wrong reason. Nope, nope, nope. You want to paint, you get to paint. You know what I learned? I was reading that Van Gogh book, like I said, a book about Van Gogh's life. There were times when his brother Theo, who was supporting him financially, couldn't afford to send him paints, and so Van Gogh would have to sketch. And imagine that. The world's greatest artist not having enough money for paints, so he had to sketch. Give this guy some paints, please. Give him some paints, somebody. If you have a child in your life who wants to be creative, buy them art supplies. That's so important. Give them the space and the opportunity. That's what you can do. We try to do that for our kids the best we can. It's tough. Ooh, yeah, that's pretty. A lot of painters won't work like this. They won't do section by section. They'll kind of go over the whole thing really quick and then get more and more detailed as they go. But I like to think about each part. This is the way that works for me. This is so fun. I always look forward to painting. Can't wait for the day where I can paint. Can't paint every day. Gotta do things, gotta live your life, you know. But I think about it a lot. When I see a pretty tree or pretty sky, I think, ooh, I like that color. I'm going to try to remember that color. That's an important color to remember. Try to put into your painting. Find inspiration from nature. It's all around you. All that inspiration is right there. Just got to see it. There we go. Saying earlier that you could fall asleep to me painting, I hope. Sometimes I get a little loud. But who knows, maybe someone's fallen asleep already. That's great for them. I hope that they're in dreamland and they can just continue to hear the sound of my voice and just enjoy the idea of somebody painting something, a human painting something. What a fun idea. This way too. You know, we got the cave paintings and those are great. People used to not see as clearly as they do, you know? Isn't that interesting? We didn't used to see, for example, before the Renaissance. You know this. Paintings looked all wonky. People didn't know how to do them. They weren't seeing clearly. Well, they weren't seeing in this perspective way. And honestly, I feel like it's gotten out of hand. We count on perspective too much. Oh, it has to look exactly like the real world. The perspective has to be just right. Van Gogh understood he could mess with perspective. He was actually a very good artist. He did things on purpose to mess with things, to give you a special emotion. I want to try to learn how to do that. Manipulate space and color to influence emotion. But you know what? Working at that level is not it's not about being smart or working it out in your head. It's about being at one with your true artistic self. Putting in some of this blue into these, just notice that blue. I just wanted to lay that in. Okay, I'm going to work on this little outcropping here. There's some wonderful colors here. I want to get a really dark brown work in here, and then I'll put some lighter colors on top of it. Oh, that's great. Great. This is looking great so far. I'm very proud. Very happy. All right, there's going to be some rocks here. That's great. I'll work on this more in a little bit. You know what? I want to put in some of this ocean. I'm going to take a step back first and see what our progress is, and then come back and we'll continue. I was just washing my hands and I was thinking about how so many times in my life I try to kind of run away from an emotion, not face it, not really think about it. Painting helps me confront my emotions. I'm liking where this is going. It's feeling good. I'm gonna grab a paper towel. We're gonna work our way this direction. But first, I want to put in some of this ocean, like I said. Kind of bring this around so we can kind of blend all these colors together. And we'll work in the ocean to about here. And then we'll jump over here. Pretty ocean color. Just gonna start putting this in. This is really gonna make the painting come alive for you. Sometimes it makes me feel bad at first, you know, the painting looks so boring. I wanna make it look pretty. But it takes time, it takes patience. Takes time and patience. Trying to get my brushwork to be as level as possible. Just, you know, if I went up and down too much, it might look weird. Water kind of looks like this from far away. Back and forth. Oh, the emotion that I feel when I see colors like this. Maybe I'm crazy, but like this blue is making me feel so happy. It gives a little zing to my heart, makes me like feel like so excited putting this in here. I need like a heart monitor so you guys can see like when I get really excited about stuff, because it's really going. Love this color. So pretty. See, I can play with colors more on my small canvas. I can play with these. This one, I can't like be way off, because then I'll waste like $100 worth of paint. You know, you don't want to waste all your paint on a mistake. So when you're painting big paintings like this, you don't want to get it wrong. And that's why this is so fun. That's why this is fun for me. Ooh, look at that. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Really gonna blend this. It's going into oblivion. It's just really so far away. You know, I've been thinking about the ocean with a metaphor. With being in boats. I heard a poem the other day that really has stuck in my mind. And it's little by little, day by day, a ship at sea will find its way. I thought that was so special. I was like, oh, it's true, a little ship would find its way to land, wouldn't it? And then I was like, oh my goodness. What this really means is if you have, I'm going to use the word faith, not in a religious term, not in a religious way, but if you have a leap of faith to go out and do something that you think is special, that's jumping in a boat. You just jumped in a boat. And guess what? Little by little, day by day, your little boat at sea is going to find its way. One day you'll realize it took you where you needed to go because you just believed in nature. Something bigger than your little way of interpreting the world. It's humbling to admit that our opinions and things we think are just so right might not be. Not everything we think is correct actually is. And we learn. The amount of times that I've learned, like, oh, shoot, I shouldn't have been so sure about that one. It's kind of gotten to the point where it's like, okay, I'm not going to be so opinionated anymore, because the world is so nuanced and I can't pin anything down. So it's kind of hard to be so opinionated about life. I used to have a lot more opinions. Used to share them a lot more. Of course, I guess I'm sharing my opinions here about life. But I mean like, you know, strong opinions about things going on in the world, you know. But I don't know, there's a time and place. We go through ebbs and flows and we change as people. I'm really loving this. I love the way this painting looks. It's really great. This is looking just great. You know, in the past, I wanted to paint more like this. I couldn't. Now the day's arrived, and I'm so grateful that I can paint and feel more confident about it, you know? Being confident as a painter is kind of the whole thing. Kind of the whole thing, honestly. The student will always paint like a student because they're a student. But once you realize you're not the student anymore, you're gonna start painting differently. I'm gonna put in some of this color here. Put in some of this. Scrubbing this in. I want to work it into the canvas. It's just kind of a color behind things. Scrubbing that in. Some excitement. People are waking up. Some excitement. Something's happening. What's he doing? He's putting down some new colors. Oh, wow. Look at that. New area. Sometimes I don't have any thoughts and I just want to paint. I don't want to talk all the time. Probably talk too much. Helps me though. I have to talk. Helps me think clearly. And when I don't say it out loud, it's not as real. Sometimes I discover the deepest things about myself by talking. You got to figure out what works for you. Just because it doesn't work for everybody doesn't mean it's not okay for you. Wow. This is going to look good, I promise. It's going to look really cool. You're going to love it. You're going to go like, whoa, that looks great. I'll say, I know. I know it looks great. Say, wow, Thomas, what a great painting. Or you might say, ooh, he didn't do that part how I wanted. And that's okay. That's totally fine. And again, if you are thinking, hey, Thomas, I don't like the way you're doing that. I think I could do better. That is a sign that you should be a painter. If you're not already. But if you aren't, you can do it. You can do it. It's not that hard. Anyone can be a painter if they just want to do it. People make it seem hard. It's not. There we go. Really want the sun to really be bright next to this shadowy area. I want it to really be the brightest next to where it's dark. Is there something about that with life? The brightest or the happy times are always around the hard times. Here's a little bit of green I want to put up here. A little bit of vegetation, a little bit of grass. Ooh, that's pretty. I like that. Pretty little area. Throw in some little rocks and stones and have a little bit of this orange color. Ooh, that's pretty. There we go. So pretty. I'm liking this. Lots of fun. I'm going to make a dark color here. Dark blue. Nice. Kind of fill this in, kind of give this some character. There. There. There we go. Easy does it. These little parts. It's not possible to make a mistake when you're painting, well, especially with oil paints. Ooh. You know, if you hit the wrong color for just a second, you can fix it. I'm going to cover this cliff, really frame this area. This is a bright cliff. There we go. Comes down. It's thick. A lot of paint here. This is where I want the eye to go. Just really let the paint just go on the canvas where it wants to go. There. You know, this is a collaboration between the mental world and the physical world. These liquids, these oils, are going to react a certain way when I nudge them left and right in physical space. But what's driving that? My emotion. Isn't that interesting? What a collaboration between the inner and outer world. Pay attention to your inner world, please. It is something to be celebrated, something to be observed and noticed. Otherwise, and I truly believe this, otherwise, I think there are things in our psyche that can kind of come out of nowhere if we ignore them too long. Little things, little quirks at first, because we're ignoring what our body's trying to tell us, what our mind's trying to tell us. Gonna have some more burnt umber here. Oh yeah, that's looking great. Little cracks in the cliffside here. A lot of character. You want to show off that character. There we go. Painting is a time to be yourself. Man, I'm sweating today. I don't know why. I think it's hotter in here than normal. Or maybe I'm nervous to be painting in front of people. I don't know. You know, I gotta say, I watched Bob Ross growing up, and I always loved watching him paint, and I thought, wow, how is he doing that? How is he painting in front of people and talking and painting? And now Bob Ross, if you watch him, it's incredible. He goes so fast. He's a true master. What an incredible artist. But it's fun. I love it. When I was a little boy, I would always make little videos of me talking. And I would paint, but I never thought about putting them together. I thought, oh, I couldn't do that. Now that I'm doing it, though, I just love it. It's the funnest thing for me. Love painting and talking, showing people how I paint, my little process here. It's fun for me. This is a fun activity for me, something I look forward to, something I love. Get this dark color in. There we go. That's looking nice. I'm going to take a step back. I'll be right back in a minute. Well, I'm very happy with this so far. It's looking great. Really good stuff. Making some good progress, but there's much fun to be had. as we press forward. Look at this. This is a little shadow area here in the cliff. The sun is hitting, causing all of these fun colors to happen. I love noticing colors in nature. This is bouncing off from the ocean onto the cliff. The blue will bounce up. Last night, my family went on a walk around our neighborhood, and the sky was beautiful. We couldn't believe it. And then our daughter rode off on her scooter, and we turned a corner and she was gone. And she was missing for 10, 15 minutes. We were very scared. We decided to go back home. We started walking home. Anyway, she showed up. She came around the corner on her scooter. She found us. But she turned the wrong way, gone too far ahead. And then I looked up at the sky again. And I realized that the sky had been there the whole time. But I had noticed it, and then when my daughter was when she was gone, I didn't notice the sky. And then I noticed it again afterward, after she came back. And it's just interesting to me how our environment can change based on our mood. If we're in a good mood, we'll see the good things. Oh, look at that pretty sky. But if we're having a hard time with something, we're going to be kind of in our own world, in our own brain, thinking about our thing. It's not as fun. But we love going on walks, let me tell you. We love our walks. Always need to go on those walks. Get out of the house. Go on a nice little walk. Wow, the light really hits these rocks here. Makes them come forward. You notice them. We notice things because of light. Painting is all about light. Where's the light hitting? There we go. Very nice. I love this style. There's no real detail with my work. I like doing it this way. There's no real detail. It's just colors and textures. But when you step back across the room, it kind of looks like a place, a little bit. I like that. But you still see the artist. You see what the artist did in that work. That's what I want. I want my essence to come through here. I'm being myself. Being free, that's the mindset I try to have when I'm creating. Be yourself. Just be yourself. It's a mantra. Say it over and over again in your head when you're painting. Be yourself. Do what you want to do with this painting. Don't give in to what you've seen, because you've seen a lot of great stuff. But you're not another artist. You're yourself. Do this work the way you want to. make it look the way you want it to look. And I always think, oh, Thomas, you're not doing that right. You learned one time when you were learning about painting. You learned that this isn't the right method. I don't care. But Thomas, you need to care. No, no, no. Care comes from my heart. There. These cliffs are really fun. All right, we will continue here. I want to do this top part. There's a lot of grass and fun stuff going on, and I've just been itching to use this green color. So we're going to lay this in. First, I want to get a little bit of brown up here, a little bit of earth. Let there be a little bit of dirt. This will show through a little bit. A little bit of burnt umber here. Drag it across. Bring it down. This dark color will show through after we've done some more work. All right. Nice. Okay. We'll put in our green. Green, green grass. Where can it go? Here's a little bit of grass. Grass here. All the way up there. A little bit over here. There's some orange grass up here too that I love. It's my favorite part of the whole thing. My favorite choice. So I'm gonna have this orange. Beautiful orange. Oh, I need to mix more of this. And have some white. Some orange, some yellow ochre. This is exciting. This is when it gets fun, folks. This is where the fun begins. There we go. That's looking great. Come here. Look at this. It's really going to look cool when it's all done. I love doing land and kind of the lay of the land and rocks. I like to try to communicate things effectively with just quick brushwork. I love that idea. It's like, sure, someone could come in with more detail and make it look like a photo, I guess, if they wanted to. But why do that when you can have it be kind of fun, different? It's pretty green color. Ooh. There we go. There's a lot going on up here. A lot of different little areas. There we go. I like this lighter color. Boom. There we go. A lot of rocks up here that we need to be aware of. This style of painting that I have is unique. I'd love to hear from you what you think it is. I'm inspired by Impressionists like Monet and Van Gogh. course, Van Gogh wasn't a real impressionist like Monet. He was a little bit different. He painted with emotion. So I try to mix those two together. That's fun for me. You know, when you paint, find your own way. Find something that really works. You think, ooh, I'm really liking this. Not only the way it looks, but the way I feel when I do it. Find your own method when you're painting. It's very important. Do what you want to do. If you want it to be therapeutic for you. If you want it to be work, well, of course. Of course, that's something else. You can make a painting look beautiful with enough time. You can make it look just like a photo. A lot of people can. But that's not what it's all about, is it? It's about the artist's personal experience. I always talk about this. I love it. It's the artist's way they feel in their soul when they're painting. That's what's important. So we're working on this area up here. Just want to work in a little bit more orange to the top here. Let this really sing. Oh, I love this. So pretty. Some more burnt umber. It's always important. Okay. I use it to make very dark colors. There we go. Gonna try to define some of these shadows a little bit better. Some of the darker parts on the terrain up here. Can I get those across? There. We'll work on that more as we work back. I think what I want to do now is place in a lot of these dark colors here. I've got a lot of purple here that I want to start putting in. And this is really going to make this light area pop. That's important. That's important. You got to lay in. It's so simple, folks. Painting's simple. A lot of times you just put in the dark color and then you put some accents on top. That's all you're doing. Because colors need colors around them to come alive. It's all about color relationship. As soon as you understand that and really understand it, boom, you're off to the races, my friend. You're painting. You're making stuff. It's just about colors by each other, their relationship, how bright they are. That's what I'm thinking about. How bright is this color? What color is by it? That's what's important here. Oh, let me get in some of this. Just dark. I know, you're like, whoa, Thomas, you're putting in crazy stuff. I know. You know what, let's do this. Let's make this really dark in here. This is going to be in shadow. This is where the light comes from. If you want to think about it that way. This is where the light comes from. Shadow. Without it, you wouldn't know what light is. Same with life. You wouldn't know the happy without the sad, would you? Nuh-uh. It's impossible to know happiness without sadness. And I think that's what life kind of is about. Feeling those. Letting yourself feel them. Saying, wow, today isn't so easy, is it? Shoot, Today's not so easy. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know if we should think that way, though. Oh, live for tomorrow. No, we should live for now, what we're doing. Live for now. Find a reason to want to live today. Doesn't matter the reason. Any reason that gets you going and fills you with enthusiasm. I want to say that again. Anything in your life that fills you with enthusiasm and gets you out of bed in the morning, do it. That feeling is life itself. That feeling is literally life itself. Oh, I'm excited today. Make that your life. Try to fill your life with things that you're excited about. It's hard, but you can do it. You can make that happen for yourself. I promise. I've worked many, many years to make my life more of what I like, so I can have moments that I like. Don't fill your life with moments for others. Don't shut yourself off and live for years just turned off. Turn on. Don't be stuck in demo mode, you know? You're stuck in demo mode too long. You start thinking you can't do much. You can. You can do a lot more than you think. You're capable of so many things. Capable of so much. More than you realize. I think all of us are. We're held down. Oh, I can't do that like them. I can't do that. I just can't. That's what holds us down. I can't. You can. No, I can't. That's what holds us down. The I can't. That little voice. I can't. There it is again. Little voice of doubt. You can't do this, Thomas. It's coming in right now. I feel it. Thomas, you're not a real artist. You didn't go to art school. Uh-oh. No, it's okay. Nope. So I'm going to talk back now. I'm going to say, nope. You don't need to treat me like that. I'm not going to stand for it any longer. Go away, stupid opinion. That's all you are. You're just an opinion. I know what I want to do. I'm the one who's feeling the excitement when I do it. I'm going to pursue what I love. Thomas, there's other people that are smarter. There's other people that are better. There's other people that work harder and have more money. Why even try? Why try to get out of bed in the morning? You'll never truly succeed like others have. No, I'm not going to listen to that voice. I'm going to say, not today. No, no, no. Not today. Oh, this is really pretty. Really coming along here. This is crazy. All this purple coming down. Gonna blend these two colors together. I always love this part. Ooh, there we go. Oh, that's looking fun. I'm gonna just work here. I'm gonna paint. I'm not gonna talk for a few minutes here. I'm gonna work in some more interest into this area. You can watch me paint. It'll be like a little ASMR type thing. I just like thinking about these rocks and what's going on back here, and just the little animals that live in these areas and the life that's happening. I like to let the painting come alive for me as I do it, just by immersing myself in it. I know if you've painted, you've probably been there too. It's a special place where you kind of enter your world and you start exploring and you forget about your brush. This is something that new painters don't realize. An experienced painter isn't thinking about the brush. It's not even on their mind. They're not thinking about anything. They're just thinking about what they want to create. Okay, now I want to do this. I want to have that there. They're not thinking about what they're doing. Very simple thoughts. Oh, look. That would be fun if the light would play along there like that. Wow. That's fun. Maybe we could do something like that. Have a little thing up here. You know? That's where the artist's mind is. Want the light to hit some of these areas. There we go. That's looking good. Really happy. Gonna take a step back. Look at the progress. I'll be right back. I promise. I'll be right back. I'm really happy where we are. This is going well. I want to continue this purple all the way to the end. And then after we kind of finish this darker cliff area to a degree, we'll work our way down and find our way into the water. And that's where the real fun begins. See, water, nothing, matters besides color and some basic shape. So, water's easy. People always say, oh, water's so hard to paint. No, it's easy. Very simple to paint. Thomas, I can't paint water. That's too hard. No, it's not. It's actually not too hard. Oh, I think it is. No, you're incorrect. It's not. Okay. You win this one, Thomas. I know. Painting water is easy. It's easy. Kind of finishing up this area. Really want to communicate this cliff. Kind of stops here and just goes down. And it's just like, oh no. Look at that cliff. Going right down. And it's in darkness. This is what I love. I'm sending a message. It's like dark and light, Time, distance. That's what's important to think about. These big ideas. Artists care about these things. They don't want to talk about them. They say, oh, I hope someone gets all these ideas. They won't. They'll get their own stuff. Don't worry. They'll think it's pretty, but they won't get all the deep stuff. That's for you. That's why art is fun. Because you get to think about those things while you do it. It's a good time, a therapeutic time. I've said it before. Painting is therapeutic. This is my therapy. I love it. I sure love this. Oh, let's bring in some of this blue. There we go. That'll be the brightest parts back here. So pretty. Ooh, watch that blue just dance. I love applying these colors. It's like the peak of creativity for me. Peak of creativity. Just my hand gets to do it. But Thomas, wouldn't someone be better at doing this? No, because it's my hand, my brain, my hand. No one is better at communicating what I want to do than me. That's art. That's, I don't have to worry about everyone else. They're doing other paintings. They're doing other things. That's not my job. My job is to say, what can I do? What do I notice? Is it important? No, what I see isn't important. Okay, then don't share it. That's sad. Well, you don't think it's important. No one else will. If you don't value your perspective, no one else is gonna. It's sad, but it's true. If you think you're no good, very few other people will think you're good. Art is a confidence thing. I think I said that last time. Art is a confidence thing. An internal one, not with other people. It's not I'm going to be confident and impress people. No, that's not what art is about. It's an internal, personal confidence. You're daring to put the brush down and just go for it. And giving into that is very similar to a competitive sport, Just giving into the training, the instinct in you. And so I'm always trying to be in that space. And when I get out of it, that's not good. You got to be in that space when you're painting. The other day I started to paint. I actually started to record an episode for this channel. Wasn't feeling it. I said, you know what? Today's not a painting day. My son had been sick. He had gone to the hospital the night before. And I came in the office thinking, I'm going to work the next day. He was feeling a little better. We got him medicine, but it was just on my mind. I couldn't paint. So I came in today, decided to try again. Doing much, much better today in my soul. It's important for me. Okay, this is looking great. I really want to communicate just with some subtle highlights, some of these cracks, just in the rocks that are coming out. It's exciting to think about some of these areas. There we go. Fun. A little bit more darkness over here. Oh. Great. Good. Well, I think I want to work on this area here, but also kind of on the water around it. I think I want to start bringing some of this water out. Oh, grab a paper towel. Oop. Okay. This is green. This is a beautiful green. There's some green right here. There's some pretty green through here. It really makes the blue pop if you just throw in some things like this first. There we go. Just want to kind of scatter this green about first. And then we'll put in our blues and purples and oranges. Okay. There's this blue here. Like this, deep, kind of in shadow, coming along. That's really working. There we go. Just placing in color. That's fun. Okay. A little bit of black in there. Give it some personality. There. Work that around. It's so fun. You're playing with pigment. That's what this is. It's oil and powdered pigment that are mixed together. That's what paints are. So you're gluing colors to a piece of fabric. That's what painting is. Ever thought of it that way? You're gluing colors to a piece of fabric. It's so fun to mix them though too. You mix them, on the palette, but then you also get to mix them here. You let it be kind of both. See that? The blue and this orange are reacting in a certain way. That comes with experience. I know how they're going to react because I've done it 1,000 times. So if you first start painting, you think, oh, it's not working out. Well, you just got to keep doing it. And you'll be like, oh, one day you'll be like, wow, my hand knew what to do. My brain didn't even need to worry about it. It's a fun time, fun place to be in when your mind can shut off, just relax, like you're laying down at the beach. That's how I feel when I'm painting. Sometimes I get frustrated though. There is a creative process there. Don't get me wrong. It's not like it's all sunshine and roses. But I do like to not torment myself over my art. I'm not a tormented artist. I'll explore my emotions. I'll think about how I feel, but I'm not putting down anger. I'm putting down happiness. I'm putting down understanding. Trying to put down a little bit of love. That's all. Just say, hey, I love the world. I care about it. You can too. I know you do. We're all human together. We all care about this planet. Look at that. Think about the planet, the ocean. What would it be like to see this? This is just a made-up place. It's nowhere real. But maybe someday you'll be on a drive and you'll see a place that kind of looks like this. You'll say, wow, it's like pretty as a painting. It's like something I've seen before. I love these reflections. You just kind of wiggle your brush, wiggle it around. Let yourself be wiggly when you paint. That's important. Gotta be wiggly. I've said before that, your hand is unsteady, or mine is, And it kind of helps me. When I have an unsteady hand, I think it makes the painting even better. Because nature is wiggly. Nature isn't perfect. Nature makes mistakes. Well, it doesn't make mistakes, but I do. Oh, isn't that interesting? I've said I'm nature on the last episode. People are nature. And then I just said nature makes mistakes, but that's a lie. Nature doesn't ever make a mistake. But we're part of nature, but we think we make mistakes. Do you see that? We trust that nature is balanced. We trust that things work out with the animal kingdom. Oh, But then with our internal lives, we don't trust. We don't trust that same special nature that we sense. We deny it. We say, I'm a mistake. These are thoughts I've had. I'm a mistake. I probably shouldn't have even been born. People are better off without me. Those are horrible thoughts, but people feel those. I've felt those before. I know exactly what that feels like. It's hard to battle with those feelings. People would be better off without me. What a horrible thought. Many of us have that thought, though. It's not true. Nature's perfect. Just trust it. Give yourself a little grace. Be kind to that little person in you. You're not perfect. Nobody is. That's okay. Nobody's perfect. Gotta remind yourself, Thomas. Remind yourself. You want to be perfect. You want to be the best. Yeah, I do. It's not going to happen. That's okay. I know. Okay. You had all this ambition. That's okay. Why would life work out perfectly? This is your first time doing it. You don't know what you're doing. You've never done this before. Of course you're going to make mistakes. We all do. We hold ourselves to such a high standard. I know I do. I just need to learn to relax and just accept myself for who I am. Trying to. I'm really liking some of that. I want to work more on this water. This is very pretty. I'm going to clean off my palette a little bit. I want some more room over here. That green. Okay. Excellent. Some room. I'll be using a lot of these still. All right. Yeah, let's work with this water. Let's have some fun around here. Kind of work our way around. And then we'll snake our way around here. Kind of finish off in this corner. That'll be exciting. Okay. I'm going to add some Prussian blue. I'm going to add some ultramarine blue. I want to make a deep, dark, beautiful blue here. Oh, that's looking great. Okay, let's bring this right here. Go down. Really let this sparkle. I love that. What a great color. It's going to look good over here. Don't want to go too crazy. Don't go too crazy, Thomas. Let's darken it up a little bit. There we go. There we go. Looking nice. I lay my paint on thick. This is the alla prima method. That means in one go. Paint dries, you know, oil paint, and then it won't mix and do what you want. All this mixing that I'm doing, this isn't possible if it dries too quickly. So this is in one go, folks. Can't come back tomorrow. Wouldn't work. Painting wouldn't work. I'm going to mix up some light blue. It's going to be a kind of a turquoise blue. I want a lot of it. It's going to be very pretty. Going to do some ultramarine and a little bit of yellow. It's going to be so pretty. Check this out. So first I grab this white and mix it up. Add a little bit of the blue. There we go. Now, add some yellow to this. It's going to make it like a beautiful turquoise. Oh yeah. Come here. Look at this. Bright, beautiful sunshine blue. Sun is sparkling on this ocean today. Just sparkling. Wow. Comes back there, comes over here, cuts across here. There we go. Sparkling. Hitting all these areas, coming over here. I love this color. This is like one of my favorite things to do. Applying highlights that just add so much to a painting. These lighter colors. You place in the darker ones and then you just start having fun. Look at that work. Well, Very pretty. It's really working. There. There we go. So fun. I want to get more orange from the cliffs in here. Got this bright orange color. Can add a little bit of this blue to it, brighten it up, really add some more character. Oh, look at that. Orange and blue, folks. Orange and blue. It's a pretty combination. Remember it. That's what you got to do. You got to look around and see, whoa, those colors are pretty. I'm going to do that myself with my art. Look at that. Really zing this orange across. Maybe add a little bit to the cliff so it's somewhat believable. There we go. Wipe a little bit of it away. Not too much. Let these colors in the water be crazy. Let them be out of control. This isn't reality. This is a moment. This is a human experience, not reality. That's not what we're going for. Nice. Put in some more blue. Love this color. There we go. I have this turquoise color that I'm going to add. And it's just so fun. Check this out. It's going to blow your mind. Mind blown? I know. Check this out. It's the prettiest color. Really reserving these brighter, prettier colors for the foreground, and so when you get over here, it just becomes fun. Just such a treat to put these in. Man, now that goes in. I'm going to bring it all the way up over here. Really works. We're feeling the depth, we're feeling the color. We're seeing it coming towards us. See, this is when it starts getting exciting. You start seeing your world that you're making. Now adjustments could be made. Ideas start flowing. Wow, what if we did this? What if we did that? Fine. I want to get some of this ultramarine blue. Add some to this. I think that'll be fun. I'm going to add, yeah, there we go. Even darker. Okay. I'm going to do this down here. Just kind of, I want to put in some dark, I want some more ultramarine. I want a lot of ultramarine down here. I'm going to do a ton of this. All right, folks, we're committing to this ultramarine. Oh, what a beautiful color. Down here. Oh, coming over here. So pretty. There we go. Gonna add some black to it. A lot of ultramarine black. I'm gonna make a very, very dark blue color. There we go. Come over here into this corner. Nice. I'm gonna add some to this. Introduce this color. Some of these shadows. It's important. There we go. A lot of shadows over here. Black. There we go. Get this black in here. Right around here. I was just showing my kids yesterday my little son, I was teaching him how to paint. I was showing him how to lay in darker colors first and then lighter colors. Ooh, look at that paint just coming on the canvas. I love laying in some of these dark colors. It really makes everything else pop. The more dark you add, the more that's going to really shine. Oh yeah. There. Okay. I want to do more fun stuff coming down here. Just kind of work coming forward and then go that way. I want to finish off some of this beautiful turquoise over here. I let my mind take me where it wants to go. Not super strategic with these paintings. It's important for me to kind of just do my thing. Let it happen. I like destroying these brushes. I don't treat them with care and respect. No, no, no. The brush is meant to be abused. You use your brush. Use it up. Don't be afraid. I don't buy very expensive brushes because I kind of like to, you know, do whatever I want with my brush. There we go. Oh, this turquoise is so pretty. Just want to bring it down into this ultramarine. Turquoise and ultramarine. Who would have thought? Huh? Who would have thought? So pretty. Love painting water. You know, I want to bring some land back in here. I want to have, I'm just going to use a really dark color. Just going to lay in some rocks. Kind of bring some interest back. And then just some lighter colors on those to kind of come to life a little bit. There we go. Give them some character, some personality. Lonely little rocks out here, not a friend around. Give it some purple. Let it reflect that purple. It can do that for us. There we go. Poor little rock all by itself. Like I said earlier, I have this idea about being on a boat. You know, a boat can be in our life a goal or a way of operating in the world. And there can be a time and a place to ditch the boat that we've been in. And when that happens, we can get tossed into the ocean, and it can be difficult. We're all alone out there. But we can find again a new boat. We will. There's always boats coming around. We'll find one. And little by little, day by day, a boat at sea or a ship at sea will find its way. It's true. Just start following what you want. Be yourself, and things will fall into place. Stand up for yourself. Admit to yourself that you want the life that you want. And start making it for yourself. Start building it. That can be something to live for, something to do. That's important. Man, I'm sweaty today. It's hot. Working here, thinking about this cool breeze coming off the ocean, but these studio lights are hot. Hot studio lights. I like it bright though when I paint. That's important. If you're gonna paint in your house and you set up a little dim little light, not gonna work. You don't want a dim light. You gotta be bright when you're painting. Oh, that's looking good. Okay, I just want a little bit more of this. Throwing this in. A little bit of white over here. Right here. Fun. Bring these little guys to life. Let them come alive with some white. Doesn't take much. Just a little color here and there will make your painting come alive. There we go. Pretty. It's really working. I want to add some more turquoise to this. I really like this. There we go. Nice. Ooh, pretty. I was holding off on this color. I was so excited to use it. Don't want to introduce it too far back because there's a lot of yellow in it. This color doesn't show up far away. It can't exist far away in nature. Okay, let's introduce some more orange in this water coming down. That'll be pretty. Orange color coming down from the cliffs. Great. Very pretty. I'm going to take a step back, wash my hands, take a little break. I'll be right back. We'll finish this off. All right, let's continue. Man, this has been a lot of fun so far. I want to bring in some shadows into this water over here, and I want it to be very deep and dark. And I want some more green. That'll be good. That'll be good. Okay, I've got this blue. I'm gonna add it to this darker black. There we go. Bring that over here. Bring that in. I want to bring in some Prussian blue. It's darker. I like it. I think the color just is going to work right here. Oh, I like that. There we go. Sometimes a color change is what you need. Yeah, that wasn't working. I need Prussian. You get to know your colors as an artist. They have personalities for you. You like them. You find out what they look like when you mix them together. It's a lot of fun. Very fun. There we go. Ooh, bring some purple back here. That is pretty. That is very pretty. There we go. Beautiful. Bring that in. Very pretty. Let that kind of follow the same angle down. Doesn't have to be perfect though. You can always fix things if you make mistakes. That's okay. There we go. Adding some highlights here, giving it some personality, bringing those across. I'm going to add some of this beautiful light blue, turquoise blue, right through here. Let that sing. Bringing that through here, showing it off. I want everyone to see how pretty that color is. Really show it off. This is what it feels like for me to see the ocean. I love that. Reflections coming down, you know? How far do they reach? Let's bring them down here. I want some brighter orange too. Bring that down. There we go. That's looking really good. I want some more of this orange. I love this orange, and that's why I wanted to show it off today. This is the color that I've been so excited about. Orange. Bring it over here. Show off that orange. Let it just poke out. Does it need to be there? No. It's pretty. Maybe in nature there'd be a little bit of this. It wouldn't be this saturated and bright. But that's what's fun about paintings. We can kind of help people see what we want them to see. Sending a message. That's what art is. It's a message from your heart that few people will ever understand. And that's why true art is for yourself. I always say this because nobody else says it. Hardly ever. It's not common enough to hear it as an artist. True art is for you. It serves you. Now you got to pay the bills. You got to pay the bills. You want to do art for a living. Sometimes you start betraying who you are. You start not doing what you want. That's not good. We need to live in an artistic lifestyle. It's important for me to feel like I'm living the life I want to live. There. I like that. A lot of reflections, a lot of fun. It's looking so good. Looking so fun. Oh, I want to bring in some of the shadow. Just really let this be darker. There. Got to kind of mirror it, what you're seeing. Different colors, though. The water's going to reflect it a little bit differently. That's great. Oh yeah, some of this purple color can be really pulled through here. That's going to really set that rock in there. Now it's firmly in the ocean. There. Now we kind of pull this all together and make it come together. I want some more ultramarine. I'm going to make a pretty area. I'm not even going to mix it with a little bit of white here, but I'm just going to place it here. Brightest place in our painting where we can show off that core color that we've used from the beginning, ultramarine. Used a little bit of Prussian, but mostly we've been showing off this beautiful color. And so it's nice to have some color harmony and show how we used those basic colors back there. But now as we come forward, we're breaking them down. We're letting them fall apart and kind of live on their own. And in this area, I also want to throw in just some splashes of orange. And I want to make it really be very, very bright here. Very colorful. There we go. A little bit down here, let this have some character. Little stragglers coming into here. Little stragglers. There, it's falling apart. Let that water kind of have some personality to it. There we go. Okay, let's work on, well, I can do this corner here. Kind of put some paint in the corner so it doesn't look forgotten. Okay, let's come over here and let's work our way towards these rocks. I'm gonna lay in some of these brighter colors. I'm going to add some yellow ochre. There we go. That's working. That's working for me. More of that red. A little bit of burnt umber. I think that'll do us good. That'll do us good. Here we go. Little burnt umber. There we go. Okay, we're going to add some these brighter areas. There we go. Like that. This. These rocks come out and they just, what we're painting here are where the sun is hitting some of these rocks in this corner. So it doesn't really matter what we do. Just lay in some marks. It'll look like rocks. It'll look good. The rest of the painting is just looking great. Here's where the fun begins. You just get to just kind of let it happen. Let the rocks form. Let them come on in. Very pretty. I'll add some darkness around it. There. I didn't want to put in all the dark first and then the highlights. I kind of wanted to just keep them separate. So sometimes it's good to do that. Sometimes if you build up too much paint, it can be hard. There's kind of a limit where it's like, ugh, you've been working that area too much. Now you can't. Too much paint. So you really don't want to overwork areas too much. Just the minimum amount to communicate your idea. That's all you need to do. The minimum amount. It's easy. There you go. Bringing in some deep turquoise there. I thought that'd be fun. Bringing in some more black. There we go. It's looking great. Fun. Fun little outcropping of rocks here. Coming down, a lot of character back here. Little moments happening. They're in the corner though, you know. They're in the corner. So they matter, but not a ton, because they're in the corner. So we can have some fun with it. Put some red, have that be fun. Some rocks. Yellow ochre. Just let these rocks have some fun here. I'm going to introduce some purple into the shadows back here. I think that'll be fun. Bring in some purple right back here. There we go. Here. There we go. Nice. That's great. Here we go. One more here on this rock. And back here we'll have it kind of become a deep, rich brown. There we go. Kind of fill this up with dark, and then we'll put some highlights on top of that. We're getting close. I'm going to want to look at this and make sure that all the little parts make me happy, because sometimes I go back and I see, oh, I want to change that or this. And so, you know, you don't want to end a painting too quickly. So I'll take some time to think about what I want to do here. How I want to finish this. I like to have the painting kind of fall apart as it gets close to us. Makes it fun. I'm just going to work for a little while here without speaking. Just kind of doing little things that I want to do, finishing up the painting. You can relax. There we go. Adding some of this green in here. I enjoy this. Oh, that's fun. There we go. There's some algae in the shadows here. I want to communicate it. Putting in some rocks down here. Just little brush marks communicate each thing. You don't need too much. Little marks will communicate it for you. I think I want to use a big brush now. This one, a little bit bigger. And I kind of want to just smooth out some areas. Just make it look like the wind coming across the water. I don't want to hide all my character, all the work I've done, but I do want to kind of make this look like the water's moving. I couldn't capture it in time. The water was moving. Oh, it went back here, got soft. Look at that, softens up, kind of blends together. Look at that, wow. I love seeing how the oils are just mixing. Trust them. Trust them. Trust your paints. Just have practice. Do it for fun. You'll do it more and more. You can learn how to paint too. There we go. I like it. It pleases me, makes me happy to see this. Okay. I want to add a little bit of stuff here. There we go. And a couple rocks here. Leading over to here. Rocks goes back. I want to add a little bit of turquoise blue just for fun here and there. There. Fun. Grabbing my paper towel here. There we go. Very enjoyable experience for me. Today was fun. I really liked this. I really love painting. I love filming myself while I paint, knowing that people are able to watch somebody work. It's something I've always enjoyed. Talking. It helps me think better. You don't need to agree with everything I say to enjoy this. You can just take my opinions and say, well, Thomas, that's what you think. And that's great. All right, I like this. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for being here, watching me paint. This is so fun for me. And we are officially actually done now. And I will see you next time.